Hi, Facebook family and friends. I'm T. Hatchett,
Hey,
and
it's me. Y'all know what's up when I'm rolling up.
we are the Hatchett Chronicles. And I just put in the feed, our website of everything we're doing. Guys, bear with me today. I am not feeling my best, but I am here and I am blessed. Every Sunday at 9 a.m. in the Hatchett Chronicles studio, I have Sunday morning worship with Minister T. Hatchett. And then it replays, the audio replays the following Sunday on Untapped Music Radio, our radio station. So every Sunday morning at 9, I am in the Hatchet Studios doing Sunday morning worship. And it's live on YouTube and Facebook. And then it's replays on the following Sunday on our radio station at 8 p.m. I'm sorry, at 8 a.m. You can get that information on our website. I am financial. I'm helping people financially. So if anybody need any help financially, reach out to me, Facebook, text, website. I'll be glad to help. What else? There's so much going on. Oh, look out for Steve, our very own Hatchet Chronicles fam, Steve. Stevie G EP will be out July 20th. Yes. And what else is going on? I'm still helping people get their business up and running. I'm proud of my husband because he's doing some things. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Please take over. Let's see. What you got going on? You just completed a project. Tell us about the project you just completed.
An audio book. It's dope. It's crazy. That book is crazy. Just to read the book or listen to the book, that book is amazing. Doing that. Well, I just finished that. What else? Man, we got so much stuff going on. I'm all over the place, y'all.
Hey,
my
James.
brother James. What's up, Crunch?
Long time don't hear from you.
I'm still working with my man. He's doing I just sent him a couple of joints for a soundtrack for a movie. Let's see. I'm working with another friend of mine. I just sent him a joint, and he's putting out his single. The single is crazy. I did the single, so that's going on. I got a lot of stuff going on, man. I'm trying not to. You know how they say you spreading yourself too thin. Try not to do that, but you know, God bless me with the talent to do it, so I ain't gonna complain. I'm having fun, but it's work. It's definitely work. But with that being said, just check out the website.
Excuse me. I'm also working on our book, My Rib, by myself. I did some pages on it today. Hey, Eleanor.
Eleanor.
Just wanted to say that. Again, I'm doing finances. If anybody's interested in getting with me, having a session with me for trying to get your finances in order. Maybe you need some help saving. Maybe you need some help with just getting things in order. Call me, text me, message me. Can we get to the subject?
It's only 2 people here.
So, you want to wait for more people?
Go ahead.
You can wait for more people.
Go ahead.
What's the subject?
I don't know.
Why you don't know the subject?
Because you be changing subjects midweek.
I do not, baby. Lost. I did that one time. I did that last week.
That's not one time. You've done that several times. But
so we have a problem with that?
I'm just saying, sometimes you switch it up and I forget, just like now.
So you know what? That's what the subject is. How do you communicate in your relationship? Because we always talk about, well, my husband always say, communicate, communicate, communicate. You should communicate. But some people don't know how to communicate. Matter of fact, some people have trouble with communicate. Frank never knows what the subject is. Even if I don't change it up, right, Eleanor? I didn't say that. Eleanor said
She's a liar.
Eleanor said that.
Whatever.
Thanks, Eleanor. Get with the program, Frank. So today's topic is, how do you communicate in your relationship? Because, although we always say that communication is very important, some people don't know how to communicate. Like, for instance, I had this conversation with a friend of mine. She feels like she has adequate communication with her significant other, but certain topics that she doesn't know how to present to him. So that's what the subject is today. And I'll let you kind of take over because of the fact that we had this conversation about how you're supposed to speak to somebody and what you're supposed to say to somebody. And remember, we talked about the not sounding defensive or not sounding like you're blaming the other person when you're having a conversation about something you don't like or something you're not particularly fond that the person is doing. Like the other day, for instance, my husband had a conversation with me because he was upset with me. But he didn't yell at me or he didn't start an argument with me. He thought it through, and after he thought about it, he called me and he was like, I need to talk to you about something. And he told me what he was feeling, and we discussed it. And I guess that's why we don't have arguments, because we are able to sit down and discuss things. And like, if you're mad at somebody about something, the best thing to do is to maybe back off and wait. Do you agree, babe? Eleanor said, how do you communicate with someone who thinks they know it all and they're never wrong? You want to take that one? Huh?
I would say that's hard. That's really hard. Because it gets to the point where no matter what you say, they still feel like they're right.
That's all right. You don't have to be right. You just have to express what you're feeling.
As long as you get out the way you feel, whether good, bad, or indifferent, as long as you're able to verbalize the way you feel, I think you should be okay. Hey, well,
you're not, they say that you either want to be right or you want to be in a relationship. But Not necessarily you have to be right to get out what you feel. You could just say, I just want to talk to you about how I feel. And you just get out how you feel, and then you let them be right.
I think
even
too,
if they're not.
with that kind of situation, you have to wait till it's not like a combative situation where everything is calm. You may have to just wait a few days and sneak it in on them when everything is peachy keen, so to speak, where it's a laughing, joyous time, and you say, "Hey, something."
I was feeling.
I was feeling like so and so. You know what I mean?
Oh, I was thinking the other day. Never start out. I don't suggest that you start out with a conversation. Well, you did so and so, or you this. I always feel like you should start out a conversation with, "I feel," or "I was thinking." That way, because when you started a conversation with "you did," or "you made me feel," then that puts people on defense automatically.
I don't know if she tried that, but what?
That don't work. His opinion was the only one that
Mattered.
mattered. In that case, you might have to think about the person you're dealing with, and you might have to make some other choices if you can't communicate. Because if you can't communicate in a relationship, and that's any relationship, that's not necessarily your significant other. That could be sister, brother, cousin, mother, father, friend. If there's a lack of communication, there's going to be a problem.
Communication is communication with anybody.
Yeah, it's going to be a problem.
Sheila, what's up?
She said, "Okay, GL, I'm not sure what the conversation is about, but it's talking about when it is the right time to get out of a relationship. When you first lose that trust, time to go. If I don't trust you, I can't be with you, point blank. You don't trust me, I don't trust you. With me, but if you are trying to win an argument with somebody that is always right, it's not going to happen. It's about communication. Opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one. You should respect it and accept it." That's very true. The conversation is how to communicate, because we always says communication is very important in any type of relationship. But it's also knowing how to communicate, because this came up with a couple of friends of mine who felt like they had adequate communication, but there were certain things that they did not know how to say to their significant other. And that's how this topic came about. So we feel like with any relationship, not necessarily, man woman relationship, it could be friendship or mother daughter, any relationship, communication is important, but it's the way you communicate.
Just being mindful of the way you say things and when you speak to someone is very important. Excuse me, you guys. What's it say?
Eleanor said, "I made another choice. Bye." Good choice, Eleanor. Sheila said, "Just listening. Give him time to express how he's feeling, and he should do the same towards you. If he doesn't have a conversation for when you first meet him, he's not for you." Some people don't know how to communicate. Some people was never taught it. Some people never picked up it. Some people, for whatever reason, are afraid to communicate. I guess because of past responses, or there's different reasons why people can't communicate. But communication is very important and must be done in order to have any type of relationship. Mm-hmm. And so,
you just have to be mindful of how you
talk to someone. Yeah. My bad, girl. What's going on with you? Okay, not trying to be nosy, but what happened with y'all last night? Because he's still sleepy. You girl.
You don't get your.
That was-
Shit, well, you better sit your down somewhere.
You have to dumb it down for him. um, not me. It wasn't me last night. We both just didn't get any sleep. She said bananas. So it's about how you communicate, and I think that's important. Like I said, people don't know how to communicate, like not to get into someone's business or tell somebody's business, put somebody's business out there. But one of the things was that
Damage, what up, bro?
there's certain things that people don't know how to talk about with the other person for whatever reason.
It could be a touchy subject to you, and you may not know how to address it, or you may not know how to, to talk to someone to get it out because it may be very touching to you. And then, once you do get it out, you're still walking on eggshells because you don't know how someone else is going to respond to what you're saying. You know what I mean? So it's just.
And the difference of opinion.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think you should be friends before you become lovers. Yeah, it is important, but some people don't know how to talk in any type of relationship, whether you're a couple or what have you. Some people just don't know how to communicate. And
Eleanor said they had edibles and bean pies.
I wish about the bean pies, not that edibles. I wish I had some bean pies. That some people just don't know how to communicate. As I said, some people don't. Some people does communicate here in a you did this, which for some people that makes them rebel and be like, well, you blaming me, or it's not my fault, or everything is my fault. Why are you starting out like that? Not only that,
that's a very that way of trying to communicate with somebody is, I'm gonna say I don't think that's good, because the minute you say you shoulda, they automatically jump on the defensive, because regardless of what the situation is, no one wants, like, they're wrong about something. No one wants to be the butt of the joke. No one wants to be the blame of anything. So with that being said, if you coming at someone and it's like, yo, man, you know what I mean? Like, whoa, hold up, fam. That I didn't, it's already, it's combative, and it's like you blaming me and you don't even know the story. You know what I mean? So I think when you start a conversation off to communicate with someone, hey, check this out. This is what I was thinking. You know what I mean? Or I feel like, or I've been feeling lately, or
I was
I
thinking
thought about, right, or something, along that line. What's that? Just be yourself.
Just be yourself. That's how find out who's the ones. Who's the right one.
That's a fact.
That's true. Another thing is that in order to communicate, you have to have listening skills too.
Mm-hmm.
It's very important to have listening, because, and when I say, you take it for granted that you have listening skills, but sometimes people do this in, like, when you go to buy something or you call customer service people do this a lot. I find that, okay, baby, let me just say this. Like, for instance, like, you'll call a customer service person about something and they're already having their head what they think you saying, and they'll go by that and not what you're really saying. And that's not good listening skills. But you would be surprised how many people have that habit of just not listening to what you're saying. They already have a preconceived notion of what they think you're saying.
Yeah, because you can't have a biased listening ear.
Yeah. You have to.
You have to be very open when you're listening. You can't be I'm not going to say biased. You can't have selective
hearing.
Right. If you have selective hearing, that's not good, because the situation is going to always be the same. So Eleanor said what?
I found out who wasn't the one. Life is too short to be debating all the time with a idiot. That's true. You definitely need to, if you can't talk to nobody, and again, I say that's in any relationship. There is no relationship if you can't communicate. If there's a communication problem. And with communication comes there's so many levels of communication.
Mm-hmm.
You know, listening, you know, being able to compromise, being understand. You don't have to, communication does not mean that you have to agree with somebody or you have to even be right. Communication just means that you understand the other person and that both of you agree to either disagree
or agree.
It's more about an understanding.
Being able to have a civil conversation with someone.
Yeah, you don't have to
arguing and knock down, drag out argument and a bunch of finger pointing and cursing and stuff like that. It just has to be a mutual conversation between two people that understand what's going on and are able to take criticism if need be, constructive criticism, and listening with a selective ear, So to communicate is definitely a way to do it.
Hey, Steve.
Cuz, what up?
Hey, Chris.
What up, Chris? What's good? What's good? There's definitely a way to communicate with someone because you can't just jump into, the water knowing there's sharks in there and you jumping in there, knowing that, they're in there, but you're just going to jump in willy-nilly.
Yeah.
And, you know what I mean? It's definitely a precaution on how to do anything, Hello, Steve.
Stevie G. Eleanor said, if I'm wrong, I'll admit it and apologize, and I expect the same. And
a lot of people don't know how to apologize.
Exactly. But then again, real communication has nothing to do with being right or wrong. Right. Real communication has nothing to do with knowing more than the other person. Real communication has nothing to do with pointing the finger. It's just simply being able to understand where the other person is coming from.
Basically. So Damager said what? Hey.
He said nowadays people that's trying to be better than others in a relationship then fail. Basically,
you're right,
I agree.
Yep. That's a great point. Because you know something? You can't take what you have and pawn that off on someone else and think that that's going to work for them. You know what I mean? You can't. It's just certain things you can't run with something, like for instance, Damager, that's one of my DJ brothers right there. He could do a party and play a song, right? And everybody goes crazy when he plays that song. I could play in that same crowd and play that song, and there's a couple of people that like it, but everybody else is like, this guy. You know what I mean? That is super possible. That happens. It's energy. You understand what I'm saying? It's a certain energy that you have when you play songs like that. So I was just equating that to what I'm getting ready to say as far as a conversation. It's the same energy when you're having a conversation. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a certain energy knowing that I got to have a selective ear. So when this person comes back at me, I can't just jump the gun and be like, yo, nah, hell no, I can't do that. You know what I mean? And I have to address them in a certain way. You know what I mean? I have to address them in a certain way so that they don't feel like I'm coming at them. You know what I mean? They're trying to come for your head or something like that, trying to clip your wings or something. So
not only that, you have to have an understanding of why communication is important.
Right.
And what can be the result of bad communication.
You could lose a relationship. You could lose a friend. You could.
Case in point.
You could lose a not lose a family member, but draw a wedge in between you and a family member where so that y'all don't speak for years or something like that because of bad communication.
Or it caused you to do actions that you wouldn't normally do, all because of not communication. Case in point, Steve, did you see The Shy?
I knew she was going to that.
Because I told y'all it was about bad communication. It wasn't about who was right or wrong, whether she was right, whether her girlfriend was right. I saw bad communication, and that's what happened, and that's what led to her doing what she did. I knew it was going to happen because of the fact there was no communication. They didn't know how to communicate with each other, and her friend was wrong to ask her to do that responsibility because they did not have a good communication. I didn't say anything again. Oh, if y'all could communicate, of course you didn't lose anything. But for people who if you want to solve something, you gotta work at it. If it's something you want, and again, without communication, it's gonna damage. I don't care how good you think it is. It's a lot of jealousy in a relationship when one doing better. Sometimes, but again, that comes with not communicating.
That's exactly
That comes with not saying, hey, not knowing yourself, not communicating with the other person, not being honest.
Right. I'm just using this as an example because I think this would damage things like, if you work for a Fortune 500 company, right, and you was making whatever, and I wasn't making that, whatever, and I'm not making that. Sometimes I can be jealous of, what you're getting. You know what I mean? And it's the way that you respond to me, or when I'm trying to talk to you or something like that.
Y'all still with us? I'm still with us. Yeah. If you're still with us, let us know. If you can see us, if there's issues, let us know. Put some ones or question marks if you're still there. So we didn't lose you.